Hello, my brothers and sisters, and every sincere listener. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, our lesson, Surah Al Baqarah, ayah 17 to 20. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم مثلهم كمثل الذي استوقد نارا فلما أضاءت ما حوله ذهب الله بنورهم وتركهم في ظلمات لا يبصرون صم بكم عمي فهم لا يرجعون أو كصيب من السماء فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم من الصواعق حذر الموت والله محيط بالكافرين. Ayah 17, their example is like one who kindled a fire, and when it illuminated everything around him, Allah took away their light and left them in darkness, unable to see. Deaf, dumb, blind, so they do not return, or like a rainstorm from the sky within a darkness, thunder, and lightning, they put their finger in their ears from the thunder's bolts, fearing death, and Allah encompasses the disbelievers. The lightning almost snatches away their sight every time. Its light the way for them, they walk in it, and when darkness covers them, they still stand. And if Allah willed, He could take away their hearing and their sight, and indeed, Allah is over all things capable. For the last several lessons, the Quran has been introducing us the three types of people: the believers, the disbelievers, the hypocrites. Each portrait has been drawn with extraordinary psychological precision, but today the Quran does not something different. The Quran does something different. It stops explaining and starts painting. Two vivid images, two scenes from natures, two parables that make the condition of the hypocrite not just understandable but unforgettable. The first parable, the extinguished fire. مثلهم كمثل الذي استوقد نارا. Their example is like someone who kindled a fire, and when it lit up everything around them, Allah took away their light and left them in darkness, unable to see. Picture this scene carefully. A person is lost in darkness, cold, disoriented, unable to find their way. They kindled a fire. For a moment, everything is illuminated. They can see the path, they can see where they are, their warmth reaches them, the light surrounds them, and then the fire goes out, and the darkness that returns is deeper than the darkness before, because now they know what light feels like. This is the condition of the hypocrite. They were given the opportunity of faith. The Quran reached them. The Prophet spoke to them. Truth was illuminated around them, clearly, warmly, and completely. But they chose to use the light only for worldly benefit, only for social positioning, only for what it could give them, not for what it truly was. And so the light was taken, not suddenly, not cruelly, but as the natural consequence of choosing to use light without truly entering it. And what remains? Summun bukumun umyun fahum la yarji'un, deep, dumb, blind, and they do not return. Three words, each one a closed door. Deep to truth they could have heard, Dumb, unable to speak genuine faith they never truly held. Blind to guidance that was once right in front of them. And la yarji'un, they do not return. Not they cannot return, but they do not. The door is not locked from the outside. It is simply no longer being sought from the inside. The second parable, the thunderstorm. أو كصيب من السماء, or like a rainstorm from the sky within it. Darkness, thunder, and lightning. They put their finger in their ears from the thunderbolts, fearing Allah, and Allah encompasses the disbelievers. Now the image shifts completely from a quiet, extinguished fire to a violent, overwhelming storm. Picture someone caught in a terrifying thunderstorm at night. Darkness surrounds them completely. Thunder crashes so loudly they thrust their finger into their ears, desperately trying to block it out. Lightning flashes so bright it almost blinds them. يكاد البرق يخطف أبصارهم. The lightning almost snatches their sight. Every time it lights the way, they walk, and when the darkness returns, they stop completely. This is the second portrait of the hypocrite spiritual condition. They move only when the lightning flashes. When circumstances make faith convenient, when being Muslim beings benefit, when the light serves their purpose, they walk. But the moment the light fades, when faith demands something, when the storm requires real commitment, they freeze, standing still, waiting for the next flash of convenient light. A life moved entirely by circumstance, not by genuine conviction. The wisdom point: two parables, one truth. Why does the Quran give us two parables for the same condition? Because the hypocrite's condition has two dimensions and each parable captures one. The first parable, the extinguished fire, shows what was lost. Light was available, warmth was present, guidance was right there, and it was not used genuinely, so it was taken. This is the dimension of lost opportunity. The second parable, the thunderstorm, shows how they live, moving only when convenient, stopping when things get difficult, covering their ears from what they do not want to hear. This is the dimension of ongoing choice. Together, the two parables give a complete picture. A person had light and lost it, and who now lives by occasional flashes, never standing on firm ground, always dependent on the next moment of convenient illumination. Brothers and sisters, let us be honest with ourselves here. How many of us have experienced a version of prayer whether faith that is strong when life is good, when dua are answered, when the community is supportive, when being religious feels comfortable and rewarding. But faith that weakness or disappears when the storm arrives, when the test is real, when genuine commitment costs some things. The second parable is not only about hypocrites. It is a matter for every believer who has moved forward only in the light and frozen when the darkness came. The Quran is asking, in your faith dependent on circumstance, or does it hold even in the storm? Real faith Genuine Iman is not moved only by lighting flashes. It walks in the storm, in the darkness, in the difficulty, because the direction is known, because the conviction is real, because Allah is there, whether the lighting flashes or not. The image of spiritual blindness, having eyes but not seeing, ears but not hearing, appears powerfully across tradition. In the Gospel, Jesus salam quoted the prophet Isaiah saying, "You will hear but never understand, you will see but never perceive, for this people's heart has grown dull." The same condition, the same strategy. Not the blindness of someone who never had sight, but the blindness of someone who closed their eyes to what was clearly in front of them. And in Psalm, the image of the person who trusts in God during the storm, who does not freeze when the darkness comes, is presented as the highest form of faith. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Walking, not standing still, even in the complete darkness, because the direction is known and the companion is real. My dear brothers and sisters, one honest reflection this week: think of the last difficult period in your life, when the storm was real, when the test was genuine, when faith demanded something from you. Did your connection with Allah strengthen in the difficulty or weaken? Not as judgment, as honest information. Because the answer tells you something important about the foundation your faith is built on. And if the answer reveals weakness, that is not a reason for despair. It is a reason to build, to defend, to move from fair weather faith to the kind that holds in every season. Brothers and sisters, two parables, two unforgettable images: a fire kindled and extinction, light given and lost through misuse, a storm raging and people frozen, moving only by occasional flashes, fingers in their ears, waiting for convenient light. The Quran plants these images too vividly, because some truths are felt more deeply through imagery than through explanation. The condition being described is real. It has existed in every community, in every era, in every faith. But the invitation, as always, is towards something better. Faith that is not dependent on lighting flashes, conviction that walks even in the storm. A connection with Allah that defends in difficulty rather than despairing. That kind of faith is